Hello and welcome back to another certified OG Sapien review video. Mustangs pretty much have always been the laughing point of the car industry. And every time you saw one, you were sure that they would crash any given second. But Ford has revealed a new Mustang to us Europeans pretty recently, and apparently this car is making the European car manufacturers shiver their timbers. So in today's video, we're gonna find out just how good the Ford Mustang truly is. And since it has a factory drift handbrake, we're gonna need to see if this thing can truly slide. So let's go. Yeah, hello and welcome back. This is it. The American answer to the European sports cars. The American answer to the M3, C63, RS3, whatever you want. This is the new Mustang Dark Horse. And honestly, I have never really put any thoughts or research into these cars because I never really cared too much about them. But seeing it standing here in front of me in the garage, I have to say, it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks so aggressive. The color is very, very nice. I don't know which color it is correctly. Six, das ist
Perleffekt.
Perle? Tuning.
Yeah, tuning.
Before we start this video, quick shout out to Geiger Cars in Germany. They gave me this Mustang to test. And this Mustang is one feature that I am very, very excited to review today for you guys, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. First of all, let's start with the exterior, because like I already said, I think this car looks really, really good. From the front, it's a solid 7 out of 10, I would say. There's a few things that you could change to make it look a bit better. Those things down here, I think they look a bit cheap. You're gonna see this throughout the whole car. You have some of these parts that just don't really feel right on a sports car. For example, here as well, in the mirror caps, you know, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of those, but we do have to say, this car is cheaper than an M3, for example. Was glaubst du, kostet?
80.000? In Amerika. Was, echt?
Ja, kostet genau 80.000, so wie es da steht.
Ich bin gut im Schätzen.
Das gibt's nicht. 80,000 euros, which is significantly cheaper. I think a new M3 is around 110 in Germany.
Yeah,
so it's 30,000 euros cheaper than an M3. So it makes sense that they cut costs somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe they could have done it a little bit more beautiful. I don't know, everything looks so 3D printed.
Yes.
I guess they just have a really big 3D printer at the Ford factory somewhere. You know, there's all small stuff, you can fix it easily. It's a new trend that they have with every new car. If you look at the 992 GT3S, they also have huge plastic parts everywhere. It's just to cut costs, and every brand does it, so I understand it. But it would just look better if you paint match it to the rest of the car. But that's something that you can do yourself if you want. This view right here, I think is the best.
Yes.
The car looks really, really good from this rear, 3/4 view. I'm a huge fan of the new taillights and how it looks with the proper exhausts. Something that is unheard of, unfortunately, in Europe, because you know it. Recent regulations, the exhaust tips just keep getting smaller and smaller and nothing comes out. Something very cool about the trunk that I'm thinking. It feels like Ford just gave one of the really young guys Mustang and said, do whatever you want with it, tune it a little bit, and the Dark Horse is what came out of it, which is honestly pretty cool. I think more manufacturers should do it like this, you know, get a little spirit in it,
yes.
Get a little bit emotion in it. I honestly can't wait to test this car out. Ah ja, hinten, was geben wir im Auto optisch schon mal? Vorne haben wir schon gesagt 7 von 10.
Ja, Spoilern, so ist schon cool.
For a modern new car, I would give this outside 8 von 10?
Yeah,
8 von 10 hätte ich gesagt. Obviously this one here is slightly modified by Geiger Cars already. So nice BBS wheels that I also have for my M5 F10. Und dann haben wir noch einen Auspuff. Sie wollten mir eigentlich sagen, was der Umbau ist, aber sie haben mich noch nicht angerufen, deswegen weiß ich
nicht. Wir können es ja unterschreiben.
Here to the most important part, why I really want to test this car. Ach, du weißt das glaube ich noch gar nicht, Manni.
Let me guess the drift mode.
Nein, viel besser. We have a drift handbrake. So similar to the Yaris GR, which is a handbrake that locks up the rear so when you drive it, this Mustang supposedly has the same. So you can drive this car, pull the handbrake, and then I guess if you're in the right mode, we have to figure out how to do this because I have no idea. I just knew that they had this. It will kick the rear out and you can drift it. So this is going to be very interesting to see today.
That is geil.
This car is automatic, however. I think they're also available in manual, which would have been kind of cool to test today, but I guess we have to work with this, which is okay. It's an 8 HP, so I'm used to it. It's the same gearbox as the G80 M3 or any other car that has recently come out, honestly, because this gearbox seems to be everywhere. Yeah, about the interior, I will tell you more when I'm driving it. Most importantly, let's take a look under the hood, because there's something underneath which European regulators fear. There are a few things that you can do better on the outside, but I'm not gonna hate. I think it's cool that this car is here right now. So if you're from the European Union and you're related to making like exhaust regulations or anything, please cover your eyes because this one is going to be crazy. Because we have a naturally aspirated V8 under here, baby. This
5.0
is what America gets you. A true, proper engine. Nicht diese Milch- und Saft-Container, die wir in den neuen Autos haben. 5 liters of pure American freedom jammed underneath in this beautiful Dark Horse. 450 horsepower. It's not the most extreme Mustang, but I think it's enough to have some proper fun today. At least I hope so. And I do think this looks absolutely beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just got confirmation. We got a nice Remus exhaust on the car with valves from the catalyzer. It is actually with TÜV, so everything you hear today in this video is going to be absolutely legal. We have ST suspension springs on the car that you can adjust the height, and we got the BBS wheels, which we already told you. All done by Geiger, everything legal, so it's pretty cool.
Das ist ein ZR80 von GM, also 10er Automatik.
Okay, dann haben wir klein 8 HP. I think what is more important to you guys is how this beautiful Remus exhaust actually sounds.
Yes.
Frach, baby. It's blubbert. So the only most important question now is how does this American M3, as I like to call it, because every car for me is comparable to my M3, the holy grail of automotive, how does it drive? We're gonna jump in and I'm gonna tell you in a second. All right, we need to get some fuel, and this is also a good time for me to show you guys something, because I just got reminded by one of my Snapchat viewers that this car has a very nice feature, because this is something that no other car, to my knowledge, has. Honestly, so far, I'm very surprised how nice and comfortable this car drives. Aber jetzt beginnt erst der richtige Spaß.
Jetzt geht's richtig los.
So apparently this car, obviously, der hat einen europäischen Schlüssel. With the American key, you have one more button where you can start and rev your car. But apparently in Europe, for whatever reason, das Einzige, was ich machen kann, ich kann Kupplung aufmachen.
Ist auch nicht schlecht.
Die Videos kennen sicher, wo es Gas geben. I wanted to show you guys, I wanted to be very proud and show you, but thank you, Merkel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, about the interior of the Mustang. So first of all, the steering wheel, because this is the most important part. This is the part that you have in your hands literally all the time. This is the one part of the car that you are touching every time you drive the car. I think it looks kind of cool. Is it the best looking steering wheel I've ever seen? Probably not, but it's also not that bad. This here inside, I don't know what material it is, but it feels really, really nice. So I like to play and massage it a little bit as I'm driving the car to give the car a nice feeling. And honestly, the steering itself, it feels very solid. Right now, even I'm in normal mode, but it still feels very accurate and very direct, which is a good thing. The shift knob itself, I think it looks absolutely horrible, but you never really use it anyway, so whatever. Doesn't also feel so nice. But apart from that, I think the rest of the car does look pretty good. Obviously, we have a huge display like you have in any modern car. You can play around with it a lot. There's many different modes. Honestly, it's a little bit overwhelming because there's so much to do and so much to see in this car. It's actually kind of insane. I'm not a big fan of like this fake carbon or whatever it is right here. I don't really know if you see it, but this basically goes out throughout the whole car, and honestly it just feels a bit cheap. This button down here gets you to your drive modes. Obviously it's like with any modern car, you have those little play arounds. You can open the valves. This is pretty cool about the Remus exhaust, by the way. You can still control it through the car inside. And let me just show you how it sounds, because for a TÜV legal exhaust it actually sounds pretty good. It's not too loud, but also not quite. I think this is how a factory car should sound like. Downshifts are pretty nice though. The doors themselves feel pretty cheap. Once again, everything a little bit plastic, but it is an American car. It is just how they are intended to be, I guess. Apart from that, I really have to say, so far for comfortable driving, this car is amazing. The seats are very nice to sit in. The suspension is perfect. It's not too stiff, but also not too soft. Gas pedal and the brakes feel very nice. They are very responsive and you feel everything through it. The cup holders are cup holding very well, so that's pretty nice. Nothing flying around. Obviously you have your different drive modes for the car. You have normal mode, which we are right now. You have angepasst mode. You have rutschig mode, so slippery mode apparently when it's raining. You have a drag strip mode, very interesting. So if you take your Mustang Dark Horse to the drag strip, at least you have a matching mode. You have a racetrack mode, which obviously we're gonna use later when we are on the racetrack. And then you have a normal sport mode. and then the normal mode for daily driving. There's not really much space. If you want to take your friends with you, you probably have to chop off the legs, otherwise they won't fit in there, but at least you have the option to take them with you if you want to. That's pretty nice. I would say, honestly, all in all, for daily driving and comfortable cruising, this Mustang gets a solid 8 out of 10 points, which is pretty high for a sports car. So the only thing left to do now is get money on the passenger seat and then absolutely send it and see how sporty the Mustang GT Dark Horse actually can be. So let's go. All right, Mani is next to me.
Yes.
First of all, we have to press the Mustang button here. This gets us to our Mustang menu. Then we have to do the track stuff, drift brake, and now the drift handbrake should be active. Let's see if it actually works. 450 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, V8, 10-speed, automatic gearbox. So, schauen wir mal, was die Handbremse sagt. Okay, vielleicht muss ich das irgendwie anders machen. Eingeschaltet ist die Driftbremse.
Die kommt sauspät.
Ach, das funktioniert auch.
Sehr müde.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, the car itself, like the handling, how it steers, the power it has, the brakes and everything, it feels very, very good. It feels like a good sports car. It's not too much power, but you can feel it moving forwards. I have no idea how the drift handbrake works, however, because you pull it and then it doesn't happen, like nothing happens for like 1 second.
Ja.
Ich probiere es mal im ersten Gang.
Ja.
Das geht ohne die Handbremse besser, Mann.
Ja, viel besser. Nice.
I mean, in second gear, it kind of seems to work in second gear, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think this is not it. I think we're gonna need to have a manual Mustang for this whole setup to completely work, because I mean, it can't make sense. How is this supposed to work? There's no clutch to disengage this. Before we fully give up, I'm gonna try it again with no handbrake. So what you want to do is first gear and then shift into second somehow, or actually let's just try it in second here. Bergab ist eh schon cool. Aber es geht nicht mit dem Automatik. Meine Freunde des Lichts, da fehlt einfach die Kupplung.
Des Lichts.
Ich weiß. We're gonna need a manual transmission. And this is why my magician hands are going to snap and then we're magically going to transform into a... We're not gonna transform, but we're gonna be in a manual Mustang, so... Guys, we found a manual Mustang Dark Horse.
Nice.
I am beyond excited. Shout out to Starbucks for giving us this car. His real name is actually Mechatronics. So shout out to Mechatronics because he hooked us up with the car of my desires. The car which I need to fulfill my dreams of drifting a Mustang in the mountains. A manual, beautiful Dark Horse. And we're gonna see how much of a difference this transmission actually makes. We just spoke to him, and honestly, if you ordered the Dark Horse, this transmission kind of makes more sense. The Dark Horse is 12,000 euros extra from the regular Mustang, and the main feature you get with the Dark Horse is the manual transmission, the Tremec manual transmission.
Ah.
So opting with the automatic transmission kind of makes like no sense.
Yeah.
The only thing which I really have to say about the automatic transmission, it's really, really fast. And I think if you're on a racetrack and you want to go like for fast lap times, because these cars actually handle pretty well. I've already said that when we drove the other one. I think that's the reason why you should get the automatic.
Yeah.
If you want to have fun, honestly, this already feels like a way better driving experience. This is probably the one to get. Motorwechsel von der Mani der Wolken.
Ja, die gefällt. Die ist echt gescheit lieb. Die gefällt mir gescheit. Also die Haxen, weißt du?
I am beyond excited now to see how this will function, if I can get this to work somehow properly.
Worst case scenario, we have my left foot, we have a clutch, second gear. This is gonna be my drift handbrake.
Yes.
In case this doesn't work.
Yeah.
We'll see. I was just playing around, and honestly, I found a pretty cool feature. You can change how this is set up. You know, that's normal. You have like normal mode, you have sport mode, you have racetrack mode, which is already pretty cool. But look at this. Classic 67, 68 Mustang. How cool is that? Du hast sogar da die Anzeigen.
Ja, das ist geil.
Dann Fox Body. Alter, ist das geil.
Oh, Cobra.
Cobra, SVT Cobra sogar.
Oh.
Also das ist so ziemlich das Geilste, was es glaube ich jemals gegeben hat. They should put this on every new car. Actually, matter of fact, the displays, they should make these clusters like this. I love analog displays. It's so much better than the new like high-tech display stuff. Alright, here on the rather sporty section of our test drive, I can already tell you what I already told you with the last one. These new Mustangs actually handle incredibly well. They handle exactly like you would expect a modern day sports car to handle. The only time when I drove an older Mustang was back on the racetrack when we did the Mustang video last year, I think. And I have to say, there has been a huge improvement of how the car behaves and how it handles here at these higher speeds. It truly feels like a good, proper sports car that you can drive confidently without having to worry about becoming one of the Mustang drivers that we all know and love on the internet, crashing into something. Feels very solid, feels very planted, the suspension is very good. This one is on stock suspension, by the way, so the other one was tuned, but it still feels very good when you push it a little bit. Steering feel is amazing, I really like it. Maybe even a bit better than the M3 G80. It feels a bit more natural somehow. M3 G80 feels very disconnected from the car, which, you know, you get used to it. It still feels very modern, it still feels like you're playing a video game a little bit, but you do feel a little bit more, I think, through the steering wheel. Never in my life I would have expected to say this, but I think this Mustang actually is a pretty good car so far. But yeah, most importantly, let's see what this feature can do now. I have to say, I'm not a big handbrake guy. I like using literally everything else except for the handbrake because I think it's a bit more smoother driving without the handbrake, so don't judge me if it's a bit shitty. Second gear. Jawohl. Now we're getting there. Now we're getting there.
Jetzt, das ist geil.
Zweiter Gang ist aber, der ist sehr hoch übersetzt.
Ja.
Vielleicht muss man den ersten runtergehen. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
First gear in these tight corners with the handbrake. We have finally found some way to drift the new Mustang Dark Horse. This actually works surprisingly well. It is electronic, which you feel because it just, there's like no pushing point. It's just open or closed, you know? But honestly, I have to say it works pretty well.
Yeah, that's sick.
First gear though. I wish it would work in second gear, but this car doesn't have the torque to support second gear on these very steep and tight turns, unfortunately. First gear with this handbrake on these turns, that's exactly where it's at. This is how I imagine this everything to work. Really enjoyable. The handbrake. For second gear, it could use a bit more power, honestly, but it's just a very pleasant driving experience. It's a very well balanced car. I don't even think you need more power to have fun. This is just at the exact right level of being enjoyable and not too much. This feels so good, really. Bist du deppert. And the car sounds pretty good inside as well. Fortunately, which you can't say for many new European cars. This might actually be a good alternative to European sports cars, which is crazy to say. think it would need to be pretty flat for like second gear to work properly. I'm actually so happy how this thing drives right now. I was a bit skeptical today in the morning when I got up and I was like, hey, Mustang, I don't know, didn't work so well the last time, but now driving it feels really, really good. Yeah, flat roads is what you need for this car to properly work. So, together with Mani, I proudly announce that Mani and me, we have found the best car innovation of 2025 or 2024, I guess, and that is this handbrake. I think this should be a mandatory feature in every new modern sports car to have a drift handbrake, because I think it makes driving just way much safer.
Yeah.
Because what if some corner you need to, you know, move away from something?
Yeah,
What
from
if in
an
some
animal
corner,
or...
yeah, there's a deer in the road and you don't know what to do,
Yeah.
and you have to drift? That's why you need to drift handbrake for. If I would be president of the European Union, I would absolutely mandate this. Get rid of all the excess regulations. Every car has to have a drift handbrake. I think this will actually solve all our issues. Pretty smart.
Yeah.
So BMW, Mercedes, Porsche. I think even Porsches need it, honestly. This is what you guys need to make your cars 10 out of 10.
And manual.
And manual. Really quick, I don't think I said it in the video, the gearbox feels really, really good to drive. This might be one of the best modern gearboxes I've driven. Obviously it's a Tremec, it's like a T56, I guess, yeah, which I have in a Firebird as well. Those are the best gearboxes around, and they can actually hold quite a lot of power, and it feels really good with the shift knob. It's short throw. I kind of want to make me buy one of these and see what you can do to it, like looks wise and everything. Also, it's pretty cool for like downhill drifting. This handbrake helps a lot with that. I'm honestly really happy that I got to try this Mustang. And it's actually thanks to one of you guys, because one of you guys actually commented it. Otherwise I wouldn't have never had the idea to test this. So if you guys have any other cars that you want to test me, that you want me to test, otherwise, so then please let me know down in the comments below. Second gear, first gear, handbrake. And it sounds really good as well. Like that's a major plus points. I don't know, there's just something about driving a naturally aspirated manual V8 that gives me such a nice feeling in my whole body. And you can't replicate with, unfortunately, any of the modern cars the European Union currently has to offer. This is just so much fun, really. This might actually be hands down one of the most enjoyable modern cars I have driven in recent times. I don't know what the price for these is in America, but if you can get them for like 50k, which I'm sure you can somehow, bro, this car is amazing. Even here for like 80k, what do you get here for 80k nowadays? You get like a Golf R, and if I would have to choose between a Golf R and a Mustang Dark Horse, there's no competition. Second gear clutch kicking works really well, but like I already said, you're gonna want to have some pretty smooth, that was a really good one. You're gonna want to have some pretty smooth and even road surfaces for that. I mean, 450 horsepower is not the most nowadays, especially since this car is pretty heavy. But if you know how to use it right, and I think this car would actually do like transitions and everything pretty well, because it seems to be pretty well balanced. This road unfortunately does not give me that, so I can't really test that out. This car really has some really good potential. I am absolutely blown away. And I'm not getting paid by anybody to say this, but this here is the real deal. It's just so nice with the V8. You guys don't understand it. It's so nice. And the shifting. Why can't everybody build their cars to be fun, like properly fun? I don't understand that. Is it really so hard? Is it such a hard formula? Naturally aspirated V8 with a manual transmission. Literally all you can ask for. Make this car a little bit lighter, give it maybe a little bit more horsepower, like 500 horsepower, and you have such a good car. I don't understand why it's so hard to make something like this. Downhill, you guys see it. Works in every direction, not only uphill. So, yeah, what is the end resume of today's day of having fun with the Mustang? You guys saw it in the video. I got pretty excited at some points. This car is way better than I imagined. I think it's a very fair price for the car you get. Sure, 80k is quite a lot, but like I already said, there's nothing really comparable that in my mind drives as good and you can have as much fun with it as with this Mustang. And naturally aspirated V8 manual transmission. Honestly, what more do you want? This should be a benchmark for many new cars to come. And if you ask me, more cars should be like this. Mustang Dark Horse, really surprisingly, probably one of the best cars we have reviewed so far. I'm as surprised as you guys, really. I am once again not getting paid by anybody to say this. This is just my personal opinion. I really enjoyed my time driving this manual thing. I wish I could drive it a bit more. I wish I could honestly take it to a racetrack and like fully test it out in like third gear and everything, but it's not my car. So we're gonna have to see what comes in the future. All in all, I would give this car, daily drivability was 8 out of 10 we said, right? Fun-wise, this was pretty close to a perfect score. I would say 9 out of 10. The only thing is it could be a bit more power and it could be a little bit lighter, but you know, it's just part of the game. New modern cars, they always have to be overweight for some reason. So 9 out of 10 for the fun aspect, 8 out of 10 for daily drivability. This might be one of the best cars we've reviewed. Thank you again, Mechatronics and Geiger Cars, for giving us the opportunity to test those cars. There's one more important feature that we need to test out though, which is called line lock. And this line lock basically enables you to only lock the front brakes and let the rear tires spin for drag racing, obviously. Ey, das funktioniert ja super mit dem Line Lock. Alter, this car has so many nice features. Next, European presidential action. Line lock also mandatory for every car. Ah, this is shit.
Ja, herrlich.
Ja, Manni.
Ja.
Thank you guys for watching the video.
Yeah.
Servus.
See you guys in the next time. Comment, subscribe and buy the merch. So geht auch.
So sag ich auch.